Hi. It's been a while, so let's catch up. There's a series of events that have caused my absence. A couple different things. One of which is I had to get a new phone. There was nothing wrong with my phone except that it's not a 5G phone, and my lovely phone provider informed me that I had to switch. But I noticed that the video on this phone is much improved, it seems. So I guess it's for the better. I like the camera on this phone a lot better. It focuses a lot easier. So, but I haven't transferred anything over. I have an Android and not an iPhone, so I don't have the cloud. That's what's called. That thing. So I haven't transferred anything over. I don't have my intro or my outro or all my old photos to show you before and afters on a lot of the things I've been working on. So, but I'm going to make it work. I'll have it for this. It's just I've been procrastinating a lot because of the fact that I don't have this all easily available like I used to. So I have to just get it all converted over and maybe do a new intro. It's been a while, so this is as good excuse as any to do that. So anyway, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and if anyone's new, welcome. Please subscribe. Join my small little crew. I give cross-stitch updates and other things whenever I feel like doing other things. I had thought about doing like video game stuff, but maybe I'll do another channel for that. It seems like everybody just does like multiple channels instead of just one channel. I don't know if I can keep up with all that, so I've just been ham-hauling on these ideas and not following through with them. But anyway, that's not what you're here. So I have what I guess I'm going to call a mini WIP parade, because I think I have so many projects. I think it's like half of the projects that I've been working on I have updates on. So let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Has it been 8 weeks since I've done an update? Shame on me. The other thing was I went on a road trip. So in addition to my mini WIP parade, I have a huge haul because I went to 3 or 4 cross-stitch stores. It might be 4. I kept everything in its bag, so I'm going to show you everything store by store. And I'll do that after I show you my progress on my projects. So I'll do progress on projects, then haul from my road trip. We went from, I'm in Pennsylvania. We went from Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. And then we cut down through Missouri to Arkansas, then straight down to Alabama, up to Tennessee, over to North Carolina, and then back up through Virginia to get home to Pennsylvania. So the road trip was to visit friends, but we also went to a bunch of board game stores, bookstores, and cross-stitch stores that were on the way. And it was a lot of fun. I've only been to one cross-stitch store, which was the one that's near where I live, closest to where I live. And that was last September. So it's been a while since I've done any shopping. So I got a bunch of stuff. I don't know if I'm going to start it all next year. Maybe. I don't know. But I guess it's just like impulse buys. So that's where we're at. But anyway, let's get right into it. So I have to go back to April because the last thing I showed you was the first week of April. The next thing I worked on was Captain Sea Dog. So I'm doing Captain Ratbeard, which I will show you during this video, but let me show you them together because I think they're really cool. They kind of complement each other. So I started Captain Ratbeard last year and Captain Sea Dog this year. It's not really thrilling what I have to show you, because if you notice, the picture is all kind of masked up in the corner, and that's what I'm working on right now, is the top corner. So it's all basically just a uniform color. But anyway, this is where I was before, and that was at the start of the year, and this is where I am now. So like I said, it's not too exciting, but we all have to start somewhere, ladies, and this is where I'm starting. I think this is all one page. I have it marked at the corners here, the page corner. So that's the first page that I'm working on. And I did 1,027 stitches on that. The next thing I worked on was Don't Starve Together, which is like my top 5 favorite video games. And I started this one 2 years ago, but I barely touched it last year. I think I worked on it once, like for one night, and that's it. So I wanted to give it some love and give it equal time to everything else, and continue with my new project, old project theme, although that kind of went out the window when I went on my road trip. I might go back to it now that I'm back home. But anyway, so I have a picture where I was at the start of the year. I don't have a total. Let me do quick maths. Roughly 1,500, roughly 1,500 stitches on this one. A lot of it was background coloring in. My needle was dangling. Okay. But here is where I am. Is this where I was before? Okay, here's where I am now. So mainly I did this area here, working in this area. This is Wilson. I never play him. This is Wicker Bottom is the one I play all the time. She's my favorite, which is why I like this picture, because she's kind of featured in the front. But that's Wilson right here that I'm working on. So I'm hoping to start like feeling, I was kind of jumping all over the place with this one. That was my older style. This is kind of like, I think this is the second project I ever worked on. So it's got some history. It's got some age. But it is full of errors, more than anything else I'm working on. But I'm sticking to it. I feel like it can redeem it in spite of all its miscounts. So yeah, that's where that is. And these are the things that were kind of like at the end of my list, my least desirables, the things I was least interested in spending a week on. I kind of saved them all for last, like the broccoli on the plate. So at least as far as old projects go. My last new project of the whole cycle was Tree of Magic by Barbara Anna. I talked about this before. This one was a pain in the butt to get from Russia. I had ordered it from there. It got sent back. They had to resend it, but they were very nice. I think it was Nikita is the name of the store. So they sent it back to me, and it came after the second attempt, and I'm very much in love with it, so happy days. But anyway, if any of you are interested in it, it is not easy to get. Just, there's only one store that sells it that I could find. It's not on Etsy. You can only get it as a kit, and you can only get it from Russia. So, I did 2,150 stitches on this. It's very easy to stitch up. I spent a lot of time on this one. So I have the beginning photo, and I had been doing a little bit of stitching on this here and there since the start of the year. So not all of this was done this week, but most of it was. I think 85% of it was done during this third week of April. So this is where I am now. So this is a 2-page pattern. They're big pieces of paper. And I'm almost completely done with the first page. That's kind of why this is cut off here, and there's a bunch of these, because the page ends here, but the level of the tree does not. It goes down a little further. So a lot of this extends further than what it's at right now. That's just where I have it, because that was where the page ended. So I'm trying to complete this whole large page and then move on to the bottom page. So I have 2 more weeks to work on this year, and I might get it done. It might be a finish for 2022 because it's so easy to stitch. Yeah. So that's that. Okay, 3 done. The next one I did was the last one in the group. So from the start of the year, I've been spending 1 week on every single project. And the last week of April marked the end of my first round with everything that I've been working on. So now everything from here on out is a repeat of what I started at the beginning of the year. I'm not doing them in the same order. I couldn't even, I think the first one I worked on was Legend of Zelda, and I did not do that again. So it's all going to be a different order, just kind of whatever I feel like working on until they're all used up. But the last thing I worked on was the dreaded dragon sampler. This is one that I had restarted. I didn't like the way it looked the first time I did it, and so I got some dark fabric. I wanted to try stitching on dark fabric, and I restarted. I had a hell of a time with it. I was tearing out stitches all the time. It was going crooked. I had a really hard time seeing the holes of the dark linen. And then my lovely husband got me a craft light, and I had not tried to do the dragon sampler under the craft light until now, and actually I end up loving it. So it's still not my absolute favoriteest thing in the whole world to work on, but it's definitely not my least favorite. And I don't even know what my least favorite is at this point. But Dragon Samplers redeemed itself. So at the start of the year, I had very little to show for it. I had restarted it last year, and this is all I did as far as progress last year. And I hadn't touched it. I spent like a week on it, and then I stopped working on it because I was so frustrated with it. But I've made a lot of progress now because I can see it so much better under a craft light. So anyway, so that's where I was before, and this is where I am now. Ow. I just stabbed myself. Here I am now. So, is that cool? Fabric? I got this from 123 Stitch. 123 Stitch? I don't remember. I kept the sticker on it, but it's all bunched up somewhere. I don't remember what it's called. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know where this... Oh, wait. Found it. Mystic Cashel Linen. It's 28 count. I'm doing 1/1. And that's where I'm at. So, I know some pilling on the linen here, and I don't know what that's from, really, but I don't think there's some here too. I don't know if it's just the quality of the linen or what, but I still think it looks good, especially from a distance. So this is the dragon, the one dragon, and I'm gonna try to do it in red. As long as it shows up okay. It definitely shows up in light. I think the red would show up really well, but in like direct light, but I don't know how it's going to show up on a wall or something. So I'm going to try it and see how it looks. But the next week I work on it, I'm going to close this and extend these out so this whole corner's done, and then I might start on the dragon. I would like to get this whole dragon done this year, and then be like, next year might do 2, and then finish it on the 3rd year. Except I keep starting new stuff, so who knows. At least I don't abandon. Well, I abandoned one project, but I think I'll revisit it. I had a nativity cross stitch. It's still in my pattern keeper, but I was really new when I started. Actually, that might have been my second project. And I was trying to do 2/1 on 28 count, and it's just a mess. It's a hot mess. So I might restart it either on a larger linen count, well, a smaller linen count, like 18 or even 25, or I might restart it and do it on 1/1. I don't know. But I'll probably restart it one day. Now I got all these new patterns. Who knows when that'll happen. But anyway, moving on. So that ended my whole rotation, and now I started over. And at the beginning of May, that ended April, and we went to May. Oh, I lied. I have one more. I'm not going to edit it, but I have one more that ends the whole thing. I completely forgot. It was my Rinaldo Parolin. And I don't have the pattern in here, but it's Christmas tree. I'll find a picture of it because I don't have the pattern with me right now. But I have a Halloween tree, which I did it last month, I think, or last video, I think, or the one before that. And I have Christmas. I just like his trees are cool, and they're such fine stitch. I think I have, this is also 28 count linen. It's overdyed linen that I got from the cross stitch shop near Philly, where I went last year for my birthday. So I got these 2 patterns, and then I got this linen and split the linen between the 2 patterns. So it's a piece of overdyed linen, and I started Christmas tree to at the end of the year to qualify it for my No New Starts 2022. So I have a picture of where I was at the end of the year, 2021. And this is where I am with it now. So I did 1,600 stitches the first week of May. Let me see if I can get the light on it better. There, that's good. That's good. What do you think of this camera? I think it shows. Let's see how close I can get. It doesn't autofocus very well on them. I guess I need an actual camera and not a phone to get any better than this, but you get the idea. So that's where we're at with that. Now that's all. Those are all the new ones. So then I went back to the old ones, and I started my road trip. So I did a lot of this in the car. My lovely husband did most of the driving because my driving scares him for whatever reason. I get a little swervy because I'm changing the music on my phone sometimes. I mean, it's not a big deal. Okay? But he gets a little nervous, so he does a lot of driving. So I did a lot of car stitching. And the first one I really wanted to go back and work on was Watchers of the Dawn by Long Dog Sampler. So I have a picture. I thought I'm going to do it this time. Tell me in the comments if you like this, but I wanted to show you where it was at the beginning of the year. And then I wanted to show you where it was at the beginning of the week. So this was the progress I had made after my first week working on this. And now that I'm revisiting it for week 2 of the year, I ended up doing 2,400 stitches. So it was pretty significant. So let's get that out of the way. And this is where I was before, and this is where I am now. So there's wording down here. This is all black with wording. So I'm trying to focus on just filling this part in and then going into the black. This is one that I would love to just keep working on. There's no confetti. There's no confetti. There's no confetti at all. There's no confetti. It's all just chunks of color, which makes it really fun. I mean, unless you call like this confetti, but I call, you know, little bits and, you know, this confetti, or like you can't even see that there's open spots in here that need filled in. That's confetti to me, you know. So there's no confetti in this, which is really fun. And I like that it's 18 count, because most of my stuff is like 25 count. Most of it's 25 count, some of it's 28, but this is 18. And so my eyes don't mind the large holes. Yeah, 18 counts, awesome. So that's Watchers of the Dawn. 2,400 stitches, so that was pretty good. And then instead of going back to an old project, I decided to take 2 easy projects. I took that one because I knew, you know, the stitch was bigger, so I was able to work on it. Not because I was in the car, but more so because I was in hotels and I didn't know how good the lighting was going to be. So I wanted to work on things that didn't require me to, you know, have my high beams on, so to speak. So that's why I brought these 2 specifically. So I did Watchers of the Dawn, and then my other Long Dog Sampler, which is Whitsun. So this one I've been, is easy to work on because I've only been doing the black. I'm going to go back and fill in the color after the black's all done. And it's actually at 23% completion at this point. This one is now at almost, well, it's 11.4% completion. But Whitsun is small, much smaller. And yeah, with all the stitching, I ended up doing 2,700 stitches because I only did it in black. It was a lot easier. Now I got some floss at one of the cross stitch stores, and it's thicker than DMC, but I ran out of black and they didn't have DMC. They only had specialty floss. So I got that floss and I realized it was thicker, and I'll show you where I started stitching. Well, here, let me just show you. So here I was in the beginning of the year. And here I was at the beginning of the week. And yeah. And here I am now. Yep, there. To back it up to show it all off. So I'm going to get rid of this picture. Let me get in close. Oh, I touched. I did a little shaky shake. I'm getting in close and personal. here. You see that right there? That's when I realized that the floss was too thick and it didn't fit with the other floss. So what I did was I started this whole section. So you can kind of see it like, okay, itchy eye. Okay. So this is 310 DMC down to here. All this is 310 DMC. This is 310 DMC. This down here, 310 DMC. But this here and here, this lovely unicorn, and this here is all specialty floss, which I'll show you when I do the second half of this video, when I do the store hauls. So that is a little darker, and then I'm going to continue with that floss for this midsection across, and then do the rest in 310. Give it some dynamic, aside from, you know, all the color that I'll have. But I really like this. The symmetry and the flawlessness is so satisfying to look at, is it not? It's very satisfying in my opinion. Anyway, that's Whitson. So I will not be working on this again for a while. I had hoped that maybe I'd be able to finish it this year, but it'll be a next year finish for sure. Next year. This year I might get this midsection done. Maybe I get all the black done. Maybe, but I'm not gonna be able to color it in. I'm not gonna have enough time. So let me back up now. We're getting a little too personal. Okay, and that brings us to this week. And I figured, because right now as I'm recording, it's actually past midnight, so it's Sunday morning. Shame on me if I think I'm going to get up for church. But anyway, so I have one more day to work on. I'm working on Captain Ratbeard. I have one more day to work on Captain Ratbeard, but I don't imagine I'm going to do more than 200 stitches because I'm doing confetti, which is confetti. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But this is where I was at the start of the year. And this is where I was at the start of the week. And thus far, I've done about maybe 1,600 stitches. I'm doing quick math, but I think it's like 1,600 stitches. So it's mostly just fill in because I'm trying to complete these 2 pages I'm working on before moving on to the next. So this is where I am now. You can really see Screaming Rat. Oh, what should I call him? Buford. Here's Buford hanging on for dear life. His paws are clutching this. Buford regrets his employment decisions, but right here, and it's just not clearly coming through yet. I'm excited to see it actually start to take shape, but right on this corner is the hat for Captain Ratbeard. So my intent is to go across the top here, keep going like by 2s. So I'll continue with his hat. I don't think I'll cover his face at all, but I mostly want to get this blue and get over to the other side and try to get the blue filled in, because it's going to be a lot of blue from the ocean spray. So yeah, anyway, that's all I have to show you as far as my progress update. So I think I'm going to record the second part of this video tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it in... I'll see how long this video is. Maybe I'll do it in 2 parts and do the 1 part today and then the other part tomorrow and just do a 2-part video instead of a long video. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But anyway, this is at least this part. So thank you for watching. I'll continue with my haul after I finish editing this. So I'll see you either later in this video or in the next video. Bye!